All righty. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
More energy. No, I'm just kidding.
Work week.
Happy
I'm gonna work.
Monday.
So, all righty. So today's agenda, we are going to be talking. You want to?
No, you know.
Oh, okay. We're going to be talking about staying afloat in this current market, the 6 golden rules of staying out of trouble online, because right now all of our business is typically, made online, and that's kind of how people follow us and see what we're doing. So we want to make sure that we're staying out of trouble. Written buyer's agreement 101, the changes that are coming up starting August 17th. We're going to talk about our transaction coordinator, current listings and solds, coming soons and pendings, all that, team updates, and more to come. Your turn.
Alrighty, so staying afloat through the changes. There's a lot. I mean, the biggest change, of course, right, coming up on August 17th, the commission lawsuit settlement. But just in general, like interest rates are still out of whack. You know, the election always affects
Mhm.
how things go, and there were some changes that were made yesterday, so
Mm.
we must shift. Yeah, you know, things can shift, and then when the election actually happens, things can shift again. It's mid-year, you know, I feel like not that we're all at a place where we've kind of forgotten where we were at the beginning of the year, but that's what happens.
Mhm.
You get to the mid-year and you kind of forget what's happening because you're just living. Life happens, and that's okay. It's okay that life happens. So just some things I found all the stuff that I'm sharing, I found on Inman, which is a news source for real estate. And I have a login that we pay for if you all want to log in yourself and just check out what they have going on there. But I got this from there. Okay. And a lot of it is just like internal thinking to make sure that you are staying on top of your business, on top of yourself, really, like just to be putting your business and your well-being and all the things at the front, right? So develop a growth mindset is the first thing. You with all the changes, recognize change as opportunity. It says, ask yourself, what beliefs or thought patterns do I need to shift to support my growth and success in real estate? So if you're not happy where you are, or if you want to do more, or if you're worried about all the things that are going to come up, what do you need to shift? So, am I willing to view challenges and changes as opportunities for self-improvement, learning, and forward momentum? You know, it's just right now, like change is scary. And even for like our business and helping clients, that's probably the biggest thing. Like as realtors,
Mhm.
you're helping people with a big change in their life. So this is also related to that, is like, how can you also use this mindset and these tools to help your clients, and like remind yourself that change is an opportunity. Remind your clients that yes, what they're going through is scary, because change is always scary, but change is always an opportunity and a chance for growing. There's a few more. Oh, can you go to the next one? Check your circle of influence. You know, that means surround yourself with supportive individuals who share the same values as you, who are motivated the same as you, who are focused on their goals. So if you feel like you're falling off, text us, text the group. You know, we're here for that. Like we are our circle. Are you just
No, no,
taking
no,
it?
no. Keep going, keep going.
Where's that sound? We are our own little circle. We are a little bubble. We're a small team, technically. Okay. So if you feel yourself falling off, or you feel yourself needing support, we are all here for each other. But if you have other people in your life, friends, family, who also can support you in that way, lean on those people. Like it says, ask yourself, do the people I share time and space with believe in me and my goals? Do I feel supported? Do they see growth in their own lives? You know, that really makes a difference on yourself, is surrounding yourself with the right people. And I actually like to think that's how you get the right clients too, is by being yourself
Mhm.
and surrounding yourself by the right people. Those those same for like leads and clients, they will be attracted to you because they could feel that motivation and that energy from you. And then the next one, next, check in on your systems, procedures, and processes. This is specifically geared towards real estate. You know, if you feel like things aren't working for you, check yourself, check what you're doing. What can you do different? Is anything outdated, anything ineffective? Am I resisting change? Am I afraid to try something new? Because it makes sense, fear of the unknown. But like, especially with this changes with commission, you know, there's a lot of stuff on the internet that, or like, I don't know, we're in a lot of those Facebook groups, like
Mhm.
real estate masterminds, where they're talking about like, what are you doing into, where I, like, the one I saw today was like, I just came from a listing appointment and I lost it because the other listing, the one they chose has offered to
To not offer
not offer
a commission to the buyer's
commission to the
agent.
buyer's agent. And this person is like, how are you all dealing with this?
Mhm.
Right? And my first thought was, well, that person's probably not gonna sell.
They didn't explain it
They
right.
didn't explain it right, right? That's like number one. But really, like, that fear that this agent is sharing on the internet is valid, but I'm also like, you're living in like fear, like
Mhm.
figure out what you need to do then, instead of being like, oh my God, I'm scared this is gonna happen, or this
Right.
is happening to me, you know? So if there are things that you need to learn in order to keep growing and to like adjust to these changes, what do you need? What kind of training do you need? What kind of education do you need?
Yep.
And then I think this is the last one, evaluate your habits and routines. You know, cultivate positive habits, you know, realign yourself with your goals that we talked about. I know we haven't done one-on-ones with everybody yet this month. Like, let's do it. Let's reevaluate those goals and those values to see what else you could be doing or what you need. Like, even if you're not ready to talk, look at it yourself, like before talking to us. What can we do to help you? Is really what where I'm at, where John's
Mhm.
at, is what can we do to help you?
Like we're
And
ready to help.
yeah, like, and we can readjust goals
Mhm.
and we can readjust what needs to happen. Just because you said you want to do this much and you haven't, that's okay. But what's doable? And like, what are new habits that you can cultivate and that you can use to align yourself moving forward?
Yep.
Okay. So this was also from Inman. It's a lot of words. 6 golden rules for staying out of trouble online. So this actually had to do with, what's the thing? The one I don't know how to, there's like a trending TikTok with that girl, that white girl.
The Vallejo
Oh,
one?
No.
Oh.
the one that like falls on which one?
Haptua?
Oh, Haptua.
Haptua.
Oh God.
You guys know about this Haptua?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't until 2 days ago, and then I saw this article that was actually about the Haptua girl. Because it basically, they're saying, like,
His face is like what?
they were saying, because people are taking her Haptua thing
And
and like
reapplying it.
reapplying it to other things like real estate. And like the things that they were sharing in the article were like, when you're
When you're
what is it?
opening a
Yeah.
40-year-old
Yeah.
combination lockbox, use that Haptua.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
was
they're
like,
basically saying that this stuff, like, okay, as funny as it is and as trendy as it is, it lives on the internet forever.
Right.
You know, it's like,
yeah, like
so if
everything
this
you
is
post.
not something you want to live on the internet. It's funny now.
Like on your stories,
Yeah.
probably fine, but not like as a post.
Mhm. It's just be mindful of what you're posting. And then it went into these 6 things. Less is more. It's the best philosophy when it comes to cashing in on, I can't say the word, virality.
Morality.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. If you're gonna be embarrassed, explain to loved ones why you need to post it. It's probably something you shouldn't post. If you're feeling upset or emotional, you should probably stay off social and not comment or post at all. See? if you're at a party drinking, be aware of your surroundings. It's who's filming and taking pictures.
Mm.
If you are drinking, you should not be posting. I mean, I feel like just depends. What kind of drinker are you?
Good thing I don't drink that
Yeah,
often.
If you know when you're drinking, it's not good good things don't happen, don't post it. Like, is
See
basically
you,
what I see
Pearl.
it.
Pearl's laughing at me.
Yeah, that was more for Jonathan.
Yep.
Make sure you are familiar with any social media policies your brokerage might have. Us, we just say, don't post anything
Yeah.
that goes against our values or like what we stand for. Like, we're very family oriented. You know, we are not, like, we like to have fun and I like to show that, but also we're not sloppy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
Like-
too. That's the word I was gonna use too.
Sloppy.
Or trashy.
Or
Yeah.
trashy, yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Not that any of us are.
no.
But
Not that any of us, just saying.
these
that
are the
those
golden
are
rules.
Yeah, those are the things that are like, if any of you did start doing that, we're like, close friends only.
Yeah.
That's my wife. How about this?
Yeah.
What
Right.
about this video? Like, how cool.
Yeah.
It's funny. She's like, no,
Mm,
it's trashy.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Oh, exactly, like that.
Well, since we're on the subject of, oh, I'll let you finish first.
Oh, and then the last one was just less is more. Save postings for when you have something with a strong call to action or a solid message. Don't just post for attention.
Mhm.
Always weigh the risk versus reward when posting. Know your audience, which I feel like we all do, but these
Mhm.
are just reminders. Cause the internet's full of all this sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah, for sure. And to piggyback on the seventh golden rule is kind of, you talked about politics about yesterday. You know, despite how you believe, what you believe, whether you're red, you're blue, just remember, purple, we are the realtor party.
Yep.
This is something that we took from Tim.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It was like, we're the realtor party. We're not red, we're not blue, we're not purple, we're green. Money, but but you know, despite, like, I have been in situations where I could have lost clients because of, you know, how Democratic or how Republican they were. And, you know, me, whenever I hear comments, all I'm doing is, yep, that's all I say. All I say is, yep. Like, I don't,
Right.
doesn't matter if I agree, if I disagree. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to build a relationship off of that. We are here to provide them a service and, you know, kind of have to let things roll off your back as long as it's, you know, not crazy, but yeah,
Play devil's advocate.
play
'Cause
devil's
I read
advocate.
another article on Inman as I was looking at this stuff. It was an opinion piece, so obviously it's just how this person feels.
Mhm.
But they were saying that when you share your political views, even like as a realtor, it's not, I can see all the bad things about it, but it can also mean you're attracting people of like position
Yeah.
and.
You can use that.
Yeah, like
I
that.
think
that
you
was
can use that
basically-
strategy with so many other,
Yeah, I'm
with the
just
rest
saying-
of your
I'm
life.
saying that's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Of what you're saying. That's the devil's
No,
advocate to it. Is that you
I hear it.
can
I hear it,
also
but
share and attract people like you.
I get it.
Yeah.
I
It's just-
see
I'm
it.
just saying.
I see you. I hear you.
I have
I
no-
get it. I don't agree.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, if you feel so inclined to.
Yeah.
It's not like
yeah.
there are positives to doing it as well.
Mhm. I mean, I've worked with an opposing person before. They're very strong about everything. And it depends on how willing you are to let it roll off your back. Like, if you don't mind hearing it, then go, you know, continue. If you do mind, then refer them out to me.
Or me.
Yeah, or Johnny. Oh, that's funny. All right. So, written buyers agreement 101s is something that is a document I sent out the day we got back from what is it, Disneyland. So NAR sent out an agreement. I don't know if you guys read through it, but basically has all the information about beginning August 17th this year, that we should all be getting a written buyer's agency agreement with the buyers that we're working with before showing them properties. And this is primarily because we want to be more transparent with how agents are paid, what we are expecting as agents to be paid. And it's really a very big educational part of the process now when we're working with buyers, because although I've seen in some states that this has been the norm for a long time and nothing has changed. Sellers still offer buyers agencies, buyer co-ops. And so it, we don't know what's gonna happen here in our local market, but we have to be prepared. So before, I honestly would recommend getting the client approved first before even getting into this. That way you don't have to scare them off before getting approved, because a lot of people get scared just by getting approved. And if you get into the finances first before even knowing they're approved, like there's no point, because then you could scare them off before you even know they're approved. So I'd say get them approved, have this conversation with them. Basically, we're telling them, hey, we are here as, we're here to represent you. One thing that I've read is that in the buyer broker agreement, if you state that your payment is 2.5%, let's say the seller offers 3%, you can only collect 2.5%. So as a listing agent myself, I typically charge 6%. I give 2.5 to the listing agent, to the buyer's agent, 3.5 for myself. And if I'm working with the buyer, and it's very rare that there's a 3% listing co-op, but now we can say, hey, buyer, I typically charge my clients, let's say 3%. So that way, if you get into a contract that you're gonna be paid 3% no matter what, or 2.5, whatever you guys choose, if the seller pays the buyer's agent 2.5%, and you had in contract that you would still get 3%, then that buyer, will pay you half of a percent. So typically, or kind of, you can potentially make more if your buyers are strong. But you can use this as an opportunity to say, hey, in writing, I can get you, we can lock in that as a buyer's agent, I'll make 3%. And in the event that the seller, and this is just to kind of leave it open-ended. So we can always revise this later once we find the property. If they offer 2.5% and you are okay with 2.5%, then you can let the buyers know, hey, we're gonna write in 3% now, just because if the seller offers 3%, I don't want to, throw away 0.5% commission. So if we find a property, they offer 2.5%, 2%, have that conversation, basically negotiate with your client upfront if you want to have them meet the 2.5% minimum in case a seller offers 2%. We can have that kind of conversation. And that's why I recommend having them approved first to know how strong they are. And then you can always talk to me about that as well. And what is it called? Strategize on that conversation. And then going back, and so the NAR recommends that it's done before showing properties, and in the side app, I can show you guys as well how to create a buyer broker agency agreement. Super simple. If it'll load, there's a buyer's tab. You guys can see my screen, right? All right, so there's a buyer's tab here. I tried it out yesterday. And then, so you make sure that you select your name here. And then depending if it's a individual, trust, entity, you select that. I'll put in Zeran's name. And then that's all you really need. First name, last name, email. And then create a buyer representation agreement for this buyer. I don't know why else you would put them in, but you hit create. And this is, so kind of like Zillow. Zillow does a 7-day, whenever anybody reaches out to Zillow, they do a 7-day agreement. So if they meet you today, they want to represent you until the 29th. And typically this can be as short or as long as you want. You can make this a whole year and say, hey, you know what? I'd love to work with you. You don't even have to mention the date. But you can also, I've heard, I've read online on on the forums that you can have a hella long ass time frame of agreement, but give them a signed cancellation, as you're presenting it to them, be like, hey, for legalities, this is just to legally, because this is the standard now, this is to legally state our relationship, but I'm gonna give you a cancellation already. So all you have to do, if you're not happy working with me, all you have to do is sign this and we can move on. So it's like low pressure on them. So that way they don't feel like they're stuck with you. But at least you have, if you have a longer time frame, you have a document to, protect you. So here, percentage, exclusive, you always want to be exclusive. Specific, this, I don't think, translates into the actual document, but I would put $1 to 2 million, whoever your client is. Go to next, it'll bring you to the templates, select that. And it's the buyer's representation of broker agreement here. Here it says has a begin date and then ending on, so we put 7/22/25. And then location, I put California. Right? Earth. And then I would not do the addresses, but I would do counties. So like if they want to be in Solano County, Napa County, Contra Costa, you would put that in there. And then see, it didn't translate here, but. And then buyer agrees to pay and then here you would put the commission, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%. And then here, cancellation of buyer's agreement. So workshop entitled compensation provided, paragraph 4A, if within. So this is here, letter E protects you in the event that you help this client, you show them a property, your contract has ended, but after that contract has expired, they go after a property you already showed them. If you put in 60 days, this will protect you for 60 days after the contract expires, that if they go to a home and they pursue a home after let's say you had a 7-day agreement, you gave them the signed cancellation, and then they decided to cancel on you and then buy this house, this protects you here, saying, hey, I presented you this property. I'm the procuring cause for you interested in this home. I'm owed to be paid. This protects you here. Personal financial information. And then this area here is for entity buyers. So I would read over this area, Marianne. All right, and then so that's
Jonathan,
yes.
just for clarification for that 60-day or whatever days after you put, I mean, I've learned that before for contracts, but does it specify whether or not it has to be a property that you showed them or just any property? You know what I mean? So like let's say you show a property, they term 60 days later, they decide to buy the property. Obviously, it's gonna be within your contract that it's your commission. But if it's a different property,
Mhm.
then no, right?
Correct. That's from my understanding.
Hmm.
It's procuring cause is basically any property you sent to them, you talked about, you actually showed them the home. So I've read in a forum maybe a long time ago that, hey, I had a contract with the buyer. I emailed it to them. We never showed the property, but they ended up buying a property that I emailed to them. That wasn't enough. So you actually have to show the home, have, proof, text messages, emails that you're talking about the property, then you have the right to be compensated for that. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So after you're done, all these, I would definitely open up and make sure you don't have to, I don't remember typing anything else in any of these because these are all disclosures, and it would say, you would have a remark to edit it, but just like creating an offer listing or offer, You send it out. Once both parties sign, you have your buyer's agency agreement in place.
All those forms.
It's technically one of them. For some reason, side wants to include more disclosures, but all you really need is the buyer representation and broker compensation agreement.
And when did you include that cancellation one?
That one, let's see. This, I haven't tried it, but cancellation.
What all the time?
Huh?
How do you?
Um,
Would it be listed?
Notice?
agency,
No, no E.
agency, disclosure. I've seen it before. I'll have to find it and I'll follow up in an email.
That's weird that nothing cancellation comes up because there are
Mm-hmm.
cancellation documents. I've
Yeah.
seen.
So I'm wondering if it's because, oh, maybe because we're not in a transaction. Yeah. So offers. Here. So this one canceled. The duplex that we were in contract with. Here you go. So cancellation of buyer representation, mutual cancellation.
Mm.
Oh, this is in the document. Oh.
So here,
No, this is the remote. for
Yeah.
this one.
so you can basically create an offer or a transaction and then upload this and then send it to the client. So it doesn't look like they actually allow you to pull it up within that buyer's tab, just because the intent is not to have them cancel, I guess. But, depending on your client, if your client, I know there are some clients who are more sensitive than others and just get scared, or like, there's so many sensitive people out there, but it it helps them. And I am not the most sensitive person type, but Zaran helps me with that, and she helps me understand. Well, thank you.
It's all.
Not here. So now, want to move on to the next topic. I know in the past we have had some agents work with Nile, and we felt, I as well felt that we needed potentially to replace RTC. I did have a conversation with her, letting her know, hey, we're not satisfied with the services in terms of timelines, response times, actually doing what she's supposed to do. But had that conversation with her. I have felt a dramatic change in her presence and follow-up, and just wanted to check in with Marianne, Johnny, those who have recently had a transaction, and see how you guys feel. Are we content?
Yeah, I think she really stepped up after you talked to her. She was really a lot more responsive. There are times where I feel like, hello, like I just want to like kind of text her, but then but like the next day she responds after I like sent her just like a reminder email. But she's been better for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. And then we'll upload this document as well. But she works for Dash Transaction Services, and if you need a list of services that she does, in case you don't know what she does, she has it listed here. And I believe she does everything here for us, even though I think with Side, she gives us a discount. So if you guys just go through this document, let me know if you guys have any questions. We can ask her to confirm if she does certain things with us for the price that we pay her. And we can talk about that later. And then moving on to just sold. So we had a good June, early July. We had 200 Coughlin Street in Vallejo. That's Cora's purchase. 1159 Winters in Manteca. Congratulations, Johnny. He got what, $20,000 in
44.
$24,000
Before
seller
the
credit.
NC.
Woohoo! 832 Basalt, we finally closed with the second buyer we were in escrow with. And then the sellers of Basalt purchased Lariat. And then pending, currently we have a mobile home with Marianne. We had a Redfin lead that came in Pacheco. And then 2405 Alameda Street, we got substantially over asking. Good job, Marianne. We're locked in at 500,000. And then I have two clients who are purchasing new builds and they're both closing in August and just happy. And those are closing. And then for active listings, we have 215 Carolyn Drive in American Canyon, 575. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, tankless water heater, open concept, decent sized backyard, good sized front yard. It does have a huge tree in the front yard that is messing up the cement. So people are like, I've had some people, I've shown the property to a buyer and they felt scared because of the roots and the damage it's causing to the home. But it is what it is. If you guys have any buyers, if you guys don't follow the husband, you guys can post it online, but the photos, because I feel like because of the situation where I can't post photos, people can't see the inside, people are not interested in the home. So,
Is it two stories? How many?
single story, American Canyon. It's a smaller home, but it's like a perfect move-in condition home. So if you guys know anybody looking to move in under 600,000, then it's a great opportunity.
Also, the owner is actually an amazing plumber who's well known in American Canyon, so just in case, not much to worry about with like inspections.
Perfect. And we do have inspection reports on it as well. And for coming soons, we have a basically a 5-plex referred to us by Joe.
Yeah.
And we have 513 Main Street, it's a duplex, which is a 1-1 for each unit. And then 515 Main Street is a triplex, which is a 2-1 for each unit. Coming on the market sometime next month, we're estimating. And then price point is TBD. And then let's see here. So just wanted to see what you guys have been working on since it feel like it's been forever. Anybody want to go first?
I guess
I'll go first because I haven't been around. I'm MIA. I'm just working on 2 leads from the workshop that we had last time. So one of them is talking to, oh my gosh, Cherry right now, and the one who was in person. And then the other lead was the one on Zoom, and she's currently talking with, I already connected her with Laura. So just waiting to see what their status is and following up with them.
Okay. What was the names of your leads again? The one in person and
The one in person was Ryan Kasuga, and then the one on Zoom was Kimberly Rodas.
Kimberlina. Sorry, Fuller House.
Oh, gosh.
Kimberly Rodas. Okay, and then because Cherry was asking for like everybody's contact information, I was like, let me check in first before I give all that information out.
I know she reached out to me on Instagram. I reached back to her to see if she followed up with Ryan, but I haven't heard anything, so I'll catch up again.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Pearl. All right, how about you, Marianne?
So Avenida Flores and Alameda Street, they're both closing next week. Oh, thank God. I'm so happy. So happy. And then 1801 Elkwood. So that one's in progress. We completely gutted it. It's empty. We're just waiting on permits. That's taking a long time. So we're gonna pull permits since this is a higher priced property. And then we're gonna just tear down the walls and hopefully get that going. So after permits are all good to go, maybe like 2 or 3 months of renovation. And I'll just,
Interesting.
yeah. So yeah, that one's going. And then I have the 2 leads. I followed up with Stephanie, so we're gonna have lunch soon and hopefully I'll meet the boyfriend. So yeah, so she said that it's kind of on hold right now with their search. They kind of lost motivation, but then hopefully I'll give them motivation to start looking with us, hopefully. And then I have another one. So he's kind of ghosting me, but I'm gonna call him again and see what's going on. But he's the one that's he did our fence like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so he said he's looking in Concord and he already got pre-approved with Wells Fargo, but he just needs an agent, so hopefully I can just follow up with him.
What was his name?
Sammy?
Sammy. All right.
Yeah, I don't know his last name, but yeah, him and his fiance are looking in Concord.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, let me know if you need any help with that.
Yeah, he's the one that I actually asked you if we can do like a follow-up call, like
Mm.
just to go over the buyer process, but yeah, I just need to get a hold of him.
Like a home buyer consultation.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right, Sheena.
Hello.
Hello.
My friend tried to refer me one of his coworkers from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so I only have her profile and I tried to follow her, but she didn't accept it.
We'll get that phone number. Be like,
Mhm.
hey, let me, well, actually, what I would recommend is go back to your friend that you talked to and be like, hey, would you mind sending a group chat with the 3 of us? That way, it basically, your friend who you know
Yeah.
takes the initiative, it takes the first step. Because usually if, like, let's say your friend gives them even your business card, you still have to wait for that person to take the first step, and who knows if they'll remember or or they're scared to do it. So it's always best, and the conversion is easier and better if your friend actually sends a group chat.
Mhm.
Okay. I will ask Ken that. And then to the same friend, he invited me to a run club, which is a lot of people in it. They're in San Leandro.
Mm.
So even though I don't like running, I'm gonna start running.
I saw that 5K. Okay.
And I was dying. I'll go to one. I'll try to go at least once a month, because I did meet a couple people from there and I follow them on my Instagram, my real estate Instagram.
Mhm.
And I'll also wear my shirt, but I'm gonna try to prospect that way. And then I need to check back in with Ryan, which is my coworker, to see how his mom is feeling about selling now.
Mhm.
Because when I asked for her information, basically he's like, "Don't bug her because she's
Mhm.
already getting bugged by so many people, and that's getting her frustrated." So
Mm.
I'm gonna just try to go in through him. I did check in with.
I would say just share with him like examples of listings. Like even you can share Alameda's listing. Be like, hey, I know your mom's busy, but like just whenever she's available or she's ready, like you feel
Yeah.
free to share with her an example of what we have done in the past or what we've recently done. So that way they kind of have an idea of the type of work that we do.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I remember you saying that you didn't want to spend on staging.
Mhm.
But we can do digital staging.
Yeah. And then just share that we can do digital. I'll shoot him a text this week. I mean, I see him in person too, but I'll shoot him a text that way he has it like on his phone. And then I reached out to Tony, which is the guy we did a home buyers workshop with, one of my old members. He
Oh,
said
the
that,
firefighter?
yeah. He said that it's not like he's looking or anything with a different agent. He's just not ready to purchase right now. So he said he'll definitely let me know when it's ready. That's what I have right now.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, um, let me know if you need help with anybody, if you need me to hop on the phone.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. How about you, Johnny?
So, oops.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Well, this one just closed. I just finally did key day yesterday, so that was cool. Um, and then I recently submitted an offer for my friend for a Dublin condo, but it was a below market rate condo. So it was like a Dublin one. It was like only 400K, but it was like worth 800K. So we were going against like 10 other offers. So did not get it. But now she's looking in San Jose. And I found out some rules about condos I didn't even know because I end up driving like an hour to like look at some condos for her, and turns out there are some balcony rules or bills that were passed. I guess due to like the Berkeley balcony collapse. Yeah. So they passed some new bill that condos have to have these balconies fixed, repaired before certain buyers go in. So my buyer is FHA, so FHA would not lend for that kind of condo that's not approved and hasn't repaired their balcony. So in order for us to even try to get that, they'd have to repair the balconies, but they won't because there's some vote going on. So August is when that happens. So like they're not gonna repair anything until they're forced to. So just so you know, if you know, then great. I didn't know. FHA condos, there's restrictions. There's a website that John shared with me that shows if they're HUD approved and stuff like that. So other than that, I still have my Vacaville client who's on and off.
So
I
they're just
showed-
looking for a big house for what?
The one that's looking for a huge house. Yeah.
Big house.
So we're on and off. So we're like I've seen her recently like a week ago. So that was like after a month I'm not seeing her. So just staying in touch and just keep sending her home.
Yes.
Yeah, she's just waiting for the right one.
Hard to get.
What's your budget?
850 to 9, I think. Yeah.
Looking for.
Vacaville,
She interested?
mostly Vacaville or American
There's a
Canyon.
lot that have popped up here lately.
Yeah. She's very specific what she wants. It's like older home with character and has to have like multi-levels. So you walk in, you walk down to the kitchen, and like, up to upstairs, and like it's very like, yeah, like multi-level homes. And then Vacaville seems to have like a lot of those, which
Well, here's I asked if there's like 3 on Mirror Island right now. I know it's not AC or Vacaville, but
yeah.
there's like a few that are pretty nice in Mirror. And then there's a couple in Canyon.
I would also confirm if her budget is the same with her lender in Solano County, because Solano County has a lower conforming loan limit, meaning she has to come in with more down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Thanks, Johnny. And then
Unmute. Oh. Then Johnny, if you don't mind. All right, so
well, if anybody talks, then we can't hear them.
okay,
So
let's switch then.
all right,
Hear me now?
you guys can hear us, or
No, yours
Oh.
says mute. Yours.
No, no, no.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
My orthodontist secretary lady introduced me to her brother. So he's looking for a 3-2. He wanted to buy a house in San Lorenzo because that's where his lab is. But his budget was 600 to 700. He's open to going higher, but I was like, realistically, you have to be in the higher 900s to the 1 million. So he's open to Concord because yeah, there's nothing over there in Dublin or San Lorenzo, and he doesn't want a condo or a condominium. It has to be a single family or a duplex. So we're looking at some options in Concord. He's working on getting pre-approved too, so we're trying to wait for the pre-approval. Another is the kind of like a 5-plex. It's all on one plot that we should be listing next month. There's it's a good investment opportunity. We're trying to find the price too. Just doing some touch-ups on that. It's right by the ferry terminal, walking distance, as well as from that little bus station. So definitely for people that want to commute, super easy access to both ferry or the Greyhound, something like
Yeah.
that.
And there are some vacant units, so the buyer can use, oh no, it's more than 4 units. I was gonna say you can use FHA and move into one, but I think five.
Five So the front is two bedroom, one baths.
Oh,
That's on
three.
one. Huh?
There's 3,
The front one is
So what-
two.
right?
The back section is 3. So they're all like in one little driveway. There's like a front and a back. There's there's parking for all of them. The back one is a 2-1, 1-1, and 1-1. But good rental, especially like just the whole commute. And then I have my cousin who's interested in buying. He lives in LA, so he's trying to figure out the best way to help his parents. Pretty much he's gonna buy a house. His parents, they just got their rent raised to 2,200, so they're trying to find a house together, and then they'll support him. The hard part is like trying to figure out how much he could get approved for, and that he'll be able to afford the down payment.
Like he'll move in with them?
Well, he'll be back and forth, but he's still gonna live in LA.
Got it.
And then my brother, he's on pause, trying to wait for the perfect house. But a few things going on. Yep.
Paul really like, yeah, likes those like
Jimmy.
character, or Jimmy, I mean, yeah, he likes those character homes.
It's mostly jazz.
Oh, it's her. Okay.
He just wants a place for his RV.
Oh, so it needs big,
Driveway.
big
Like that.
driveway.
Character and
big
RV.
driveway.
You don't get much of Vallejo.
Exactly.
Awesome. So, just dates to remember. Thank you everybody for sharing. Well, do I need to share anything? Do I have? No, I basically did in my
Did the
coming
last
soon.
slide.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
my coming soons and just have buyers that I'm working with on and off. But overall, kind of what everybody's feeling, the market is slower despite it being summer.
Yeah,
For not everybody's excited about real estate right now, but we have to be. So we have to, just a quick reminder that we do have to show up and be excited for those to get them excited about real estate and want to consider doing something, buying or selling. But dates to remember, the ARIA event is this Thursday. We'll be seeing you guys soon. Probably take the van and carpool
whatever's
if
easiest
you guys
for
are,
them.
Already
if
did.
you guys want to, open to it. July content day is this coming Monday, the 29th. Ooh,
Oh, never mind.
a week from today. And then August all hands, August 19th at 11, and then August content day is still TBD. So if you can make content day, gives you a great opportunity not to just repost us, but also be in the content. It'd be great. And don't forget about the ARIA event, which we just talked about, where basically they're also going to be talking about the NAR settlement, commission settlement is the biggest topic, and tons of top producers going to be there. Even one of a founder with Side from San Diego is going to be there, and she's amazing. She's top producer and lots of information that we can learn from this event. So I'm very excited for that. Right.
Lunch, or it's lunch included?
Lunch is included. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. All right. Did anybody have any questions or want to bring anything up? Or just directly, it's fine too.
Oh, I met one of my brother's friends 2 weeks ago, and
Shauna?
Ken, and she's talking about how she wanted like a 2-story house in American Canyon. And she has 2 boys, and so she wants to buy a second house to like give to the son, like later on down the line, right?
Right.
And then I was like, "Oh, I'm in real estate," and she goes, "Oh, I have a realtor," and I'm like,
Who is it?
I didn't say that. And then I was like, "Oh, well," I'm like, "if you are open to having a different one, I'm always here." And
Mhm.
then she's like, "Yeah, I mean, we haven't spoken to him in a while, but
You follow her on social media?
she doesn't have an Instagram."
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you
Has
just
a
can't find it.
Facebook, but I don't really use Facebook.
Maybe you're
Oh,
gonna have to just for
yeah.
this
Is
client.
she naughty? Like, what's
Yeah,
going
how old is
on?
she? Why doesn't she have?
She's
Probably not.
probably, I feel like she's most likely my brother's age.
Interesting.
40s?
Maybe like late 30s.
I'm gonna stop recording
I don't know.
Yeah.
before this gets too long.
But her kids are like teenagers, and
Mm.
and I see her husband, like I've seen her husband 3 times now because they supported Shannon's thing for some time. I guess once or twice, and then they went to